Hey guys, it's Bob. Welcome back to Modern Life for the 70's Mind. If by chance you are new to my channel, please click the subscribe button below, and also don't forget to click the notification icon. That way you'll be notified anytime I release some new content. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite bands, Heart. I saw Heart in 1976, right after Dreamboat Annie was released. I fell in love with that album like instantly. And for that time period, that was really a unique band, especially the album Dreamboat Annie set this mood. They kind of strung some of the songs together by sounds of waves or something between songs, and it just took you on this journey that was just amazing. They continued to make hit songs for years after that. Ann Wilson will go down as one of the strongest singers, and I'm just not just female singers, one of the strongest singers of all time. I've seen a lot of people who have tried to sing some of her songs and they just can't do it. They can't belt it out she was able to do. One of my favorite songs of theirs has always been These Dreams. That was off an album, I believe, in 85. Don't hold me to that. I think it was right around 85. And believe it or not, you know who was partial writer of the song was Bernie Taupin from Elton John fame. So he was a writer in one of these songs. At the time that this came out, which, like I said, was I think 85, the music was kind of changing. They were kind of getting into that late 80s, 90s sound that I'm not huge on, but that's the way the music industry went and the way the trends went. So they kind of started following that. This, excuse me, this song, I should really start the recording again, but I just don't feel like it. This song kind of broke that mold, and they kind of went back to an earlier sound of theirs, which I really liked. They changed the same way that and I don't mean this really in a good way, they changed the way like Jefferson Airplane changed their sound when they went to Jefferson Starship. I hope you understand what I'm saying, that late 80s, 90s sound. That was good, but it just wasn't what I was really liking. So anyways, it's like I said, it sounded to me like this came straight off of Dreamboat Annie, which is nice. This song wasn't even sung by Ann Wilson, who was the lead singer of this. It was sung by her sister Nancy, who, in her own rights, besides being a really good vocalist, was an extremely talented guitar player. And I had the hots for her. I'll just throw it out there. I was a big Nancy Wilson fan. There was a line of girls, singers and artists that I was nuts for. But, I was young. I can get away with it then. Now it's just a creepy old guy. Anyway, this song that we're going to be listening today comes from a concert in 2002 that I believe was recorded in Seattle, I believe. Maybe I'll look that up before I get into it. So anyways, all right, so let me get my headphones on. Let me get everything set up. And this creepy old guy will be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. I am excited about this one. I can't wait to hear it. So this is from 2002, and it was recorded at a concert in Seattle, Washington, from what I know. So again, one of my favorite songs of theirs. I hope that they kill it here. So why don't we just go right into it and see how this goes. So here's Heart singing These Dreams.
Spare a
I'm not stopping yet.
I walk without a cut through a stained glass wall. It's weaker in my eyesight. The candle in my grave. Words that have no and fall. Words that have no fall are falling from my lips. These dreams go on when I close my eyes. Every second of the night I live another life. These dreams, this leaves cold outside. Every moment I'm awake, the further I'm away. There's something out there I can't resist. I need to hide away from the pain. There's something out there I can't resist.
Okay, I gotta stop this, or I'll never get. I'll just come to the end of the song and say, "Hey, see you later. It was fun." Uh, I had no desire to stop it. I really like that blue stage. Isn't that cool? It really sets the tone for this type of song that they're singing. Nancy's vocals sound amazing on the lead, and Anne, without a doubt, her harmonizing, what you would expect it from Ann Wilson, her harmonizing sounds great. Nancy's voice is really controlled and not forced at all. She's just letting it happen. She's definitely not overseeing the song, which is good because I don't think the song calls for it. She's letting the song speak for herself, and sometimes you need to just let the power of the song run it, and I think she's doing that. The song sets such an amazing mood, and it just feels like it should be on the Dreamboat Annie album. That album had such a great feel to it. It kind of brought you with the sound of the waves and everything on that Dreamboat Annie album. It kind of took you off to a different place. And this song has a kind of a feel that entire album did. So you could have slipped this song in that album, and it would have fit in perfectly. Even though this song was done, almost 10 years after that, which is nice to hear that they went back to that, at least for this song. I was looking at the bands. I don't think anybody there in the band is part of the original band. I'm quite sure of it. The only one I couldn't really see, they had in the dark, so I'm sure if that was an original member of the band, they wouldn't have had him standing there in the dark. And there's orchestra sounds. I honestly don't know if there's an orchestra at this concert or if that was just recorded. But either way, it sounds great. I'm loving this so far. So let's let this play out, and then we'll come back. Here we go.
The sweetest song is silence that I've ever heard. Don't touch the earth. It's funny how your feet in dreams you never touch the earth. In a wood full of princes, freedom is a kiss, but the prince hides his face from dreams in the mist. These dreams go on when I close my eyes. Every second of the night I live another life. These dreams, this leave, it's cold outside. Every moment I'm awake, the further I'm away. These dreams go on when I close my eyes. Every single second of the night I live another life. These dreams, this leave, it's cold outside. Every moment I'm awake, the further I'm away.
Yeah. Oh, she's still able to hit those high notes. I am in love with Nancy Wilson all over again. Oh, Nancy just sounds so incredibly good, and how else can you describe it? It was great, especially with having Anne as a backup. I normally judge live clips a little more harshly than I do studio clips, only because it's easier to spot flaws, if you will. There really wasn't anything here that I could really negatively critique in any way. It was just that good. Heart is showing why they will go down in history as one of the best top bands of all time. And I don't mean just top female band. That's got nothing to do with it. They're just going to go down as one of the top bands of all time. They have such a library of songs. It's nuts. If I was to put together like a greatest hits of their songs, it would be a mile long. I might as well just start playing one album after the other because so many of their songs were big. I wasn't huge on their very later songs. They got a little too 90s sounding for me. But man, there's so many songs of theirs that are really, really good. Like I said, they did change over time, but there's nothing wrong with that. That was the style of music back then, so they just kind of followed the trend. All right, so now I want to go into something a little different here. I want to bring up, following the release of Dreamboat Annie, Hart got a little angry, if you will, I'll put that mildly, with Mushroom Records for an advertisement that they had put out following the release and success of Dreamboat Annie. The advertisement made it look like a tabloid, almost like a National Enquirer cover, and it showed them bare-shouldered, side by side, and underneath it said something along the lines of, "It was only our first time," and I think they were referring to Dreamboat Annie and how good that was, but it looked trashy, and that angered Hart like really bad. So they didn't want to really deal with Mushroom Records anymore. They ended up going to court after Mushroom Records in 1977 released their second album, Magazine. And the problem was the album was only half done with Hart's involvement, and when they started arguing about this, Mushroom Records went ahead and released the album. They did some studio stuff without Hart members being there at all, and they released the album. Well, Hart took them to court, and they won, and Mushroom Records had to recall all these albums from Hart with the Magazine label on them. And guess who's got one? There weren't many released, but I have got a Hart Magazine cover. Let me shut this off. Hold on a second. All right. So it looks just like the original, or like the 1978 release of it. But if you look on the back, and right here, there's like a disclaimer, and I'll read it to you. It says, Mushroom Records regrets that a contractual dispute has made it necessary to complete this record without the cooperation or endorsement of the group Hart, who have expressly disclaimed artistic involvement in completing this record. This is almost an impossible record to find. And what's cool about it, I think at least 4 of the tracks are different than the version you could find now. And to be honest with you, I'm sorry, Hart, but I like the versions on this album more. So whenever I play Magazine, I play the versions of this, especially Heartless, which if you follow Hart, you're familiar with that. It's different from what you would hear on the radio. And there's other ones that I just think are better. So I am so happy to have this album. It was kind of a lucky find. I was a huge Hart fan, and I talked to the guy in the record store, and I kept coming in saying, when is the album going to be released? When is it going to be released? Finally, he gave me the exact day. I was there that morning, and I want to say by that evening, they were already pulling the album, so I got lucky, and I got one. I think if you search long enough, you might be able to find some on eBay still. I don't know. The people who have them, I think, want to save them for their collectability. So, all right, listen, before I just talk on forever and ever, let me clean everything up. Let me get my headphones off, and I'll be back for my final thoughts. Hold on. And I am back again. Wow, that was a nice song, wasn't it? I hear it now, and I can see why this was always one of my favorite songs. And being, how many years after the song was released, this sounded really, really good. And Nancy's voice, even when she hit that really high note at the end, she hasn't lost anything. At least in 2002 she didn't. I'm not so sure she could pull those vocals off in 2022, but even back then she sounded great. You may, just for fun, want to keep an eye on the view count of this song, because I have this feeling that I'm going to be putting the song on repeat over and over, and you're going to see the view on YouTube go up and up and up. I'm just going to keep playing it. In fact, after hearing this, I can already see I'm going to be playing a lot of Heart music for a while. It just kind of brings back a lot of memories. This song fit in so well with the feel of the Dreamboat Annie album, like I had said, that I really think it's could have been made back then, slipped into the album, and no one would have known any difference. So, and seeing that I love that album so much, that's perfect for me. So, all right, I think that's about it. I hope you like that. I really did. And like I said, I'm going to be playing Heart for a while now. So if you like this video, and if you would like to see more, please first click the like button, then click the subscribe button, and if you could select the notification icon, that would be great. Okay, guys, I had fun. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out. Take care.